New York City became the center of global entertainment attention on Monday night as the premiere of MARTY SUPREME unfolded under intense media scrutiny. What was expected to be a standard red carpet event quickly transformed into a major Hollywood news moment when Kylie Jenner arrived alongside Timothée Chalamet and his mother, Nicole Flender, drawing immediate interest from international press and fans alike. The trio's appearance came amid heavy anticipation surrounding both the film and Timothée Chalamet's evolving public image. Kylie Jenner stepped onto the red carpet with a composed and confident presence, instantly commanding attention from photographers. Moments later, Timothée Chalamet followed, maintaining a calm and understated demeanor that contrasted sharply with the frenzy around him. Nicole Flender's presence added an unexpected but significant layer to the moment, one that did not go unnoticed by observers. Media outlets quickly focused on the dynamic between the three. Rather than overt displays or staged gestures, their interactions appeared measured and natural. Kylie Jenner was seen exchanging brief conversation with Nicole Flender, while Chalamet occasionally glanced toward his mother before acknowledging photographers. These subtle moments, captured in high-resolution images and circulating rapidly online, became the foundation for widespread analysis and speculation. Industry watchers noted that the presence of a parent at a high-profile premiere often carries symbolic weight. In Hollywood, such appearances are frequently interpreted as signals of personal grounding and family support, particularly during pivotal career moments. For Timothée Chalamet, whose role in MARTY SUPREME is being described as one of his most ambitious projects to date, the night represented more than a film debut. It marked a defining chapter in his professional trajectory. Kylie Jenner's attendance further intensified the narrative. As one of the most influential public figures in the world, her appearance at the premiere immediately elevated the event's cultural impact. While neither Jenner nor Chalamet offered public comments, their shared presence at such a significant occasion fueled renewed discussion about the seriousness of their relationship. Despite the absence of official confirmation. As the evening progressed, social media activity surged. Clips and photographs from the red carpet spread rapidly, pushing searches related to MARTY SUPREME premiere New York City, Kylie Jenner, and Timothée Chalamet to the top of trending lists. Fans and commentators dissected everything from body language to positioning on the carpet, highlighting how even the smallest visual details can drive massive online engagement. The tension surrounding the event peaked when images emerged showing Kylie Jenner walking alongside Nicole Flender as Timothée Chalamet moved slightly ahead of them toward the venue entrance. The visual composition quickly became one of the most discussed moments of the night. For some, it appeared symbolic. For others, it was simply a candid snapshot elevated by public curiosity. Still, the lack of clarification only deepened the intrigue. Notably, none of the parties involved addressed the moment directly. No interviews, statements, or social media posts followed the appearance, a silence that many media analysts believe amplified the story's reach. In an era where overexposure is common, restraint often creates greater impact, and this instance proved no exception. By the end of the night, the MARTY SUPREME premiere had secured its place not only as a major film event but also as a defining pop culture moment. The convergence of career ambition, family presence, and high-profile relationships created a narrative that extended far beyond cinema. It reinforced how modern Hollywood operates, where a single red carpet appearance can spark global conversation without a single word being spoken. As speculation continues, audiences remain alert for any follow-up or official comment. Until then, the image of Kylie Jenner, Timothée Chalamet, and Nicole Flender standing together in New York stands as a powerful reminder of how carefully observed moments can shape headlines, dominate search trends, and sustain public fascination long after the camera stopped flashing. Inside the theater, the premiere continued under tight security, but the ripple effect of what had happened outside only intensified. Entertainment reporters inside the venue confirmed that conversations among guests repeatedly returned to the same topic: the significance of seeing Kylie Jenner, Timothée Chalamet, and his mother together at such a high-profile moment. Even as attention shifted toward the screening of MARTY SUPREME, The red carpet images had already taken on a life of their own. Sources close to the event described the atmosphere as unusually focused on Chalamet's personal orbit rather than solely on the film. While Marty Supreme was met with strong early reactions, the surrounding narrative became inseparable from the premiere itself. In Hollywood, context often shapes reception, and this night provided an abundance of it. The presence of Nicole Flender, in particular, was repeatedly highlighted by industry insiders as a quiet but powerful statement. Observers noted that Flender, a former Broadway dancer and longtime influence in her son's life, has historically maintained a low public profile. Her decision to attend this premiere, and to do so alongside Kylie Jenner, was interpreted by many as deliberate. While no direct message was communicated, the optics alone were enough to suggest a sense of unity and reassurance at a pivotal moment in Chalamet's career. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner's role in the evening continued to dominate digital headlines. As a figure whose appearances are often meticulously scrutinized, her calm and understated presence stood out. There were no dramatic poses or attention-seeking gestures. Instead, her demeanor appeared controlled, almost restrained, which many commentators argued made the moment feel more consequential. In celebrity culture, restraint is often read as confidence, and confidence tends to fuel speculation even more than spectacle. By the time the film began screening, hashtags related to the premiere were already trending across multiple platforms. Analytics firms tracking real-time engagement reported a sharp spike in search volume for terms combining Kylie Jenner, Timothée Chalamet, and Marty Supreme New York premiere. Within minutes, fan theories, expert commentary, and frame-by-frame breakdowns flooded timelines, each attempting to decode what the images truly meant. What made the situation particularly compelling was the absence of contradiction. No representative moved to shut down rumors. No anonymous source rushed in to redefine the narrative. The silence created a vacuum, and the public filled it with interpretation. For many longtime Hollywood watchers, this strategy, or coincidence, reflected a modern understanding of media cycles, where ambiguity often sustains attention far longer than clarification. As the evening progressed, insiders reported that Jenner and Flender were seen seated not far apart inside the theater, while Chalamet took time to greet colleagues and creatives involved in the film. Those brief sightings, though unconfirmed officially, only added another layer to the unfolding story. Each new detail, no matter how small, became part of a larger mosaic that audiences were eager to complete. Following the screening, reactions to Marty Supreme began to emerge, with early praise focusing on Chalamet's performance and the film's ambitious direction. Yet even positive reviews were often framed alongside mentions of the premiere's unexpected personal dimension. In coverage across major outlets, the line between professional achievement and private life blurred once again, underscoring the reality of modern stardom. Cultural analysts weighed in quickly, suggesting that moments like this reflect a shift in how celebrity narratives are constructed. Rather than relying on interviews or public statements, stars increasingly allow carefully observed moments to speak for them. A shared appearance, a quiet conversation, or a strategic absence can generate more engagement than a carefully worded quote. The Marty Supreme premiere appeared to exemplify this shift perfectly. By the next morning, international media had picked up the story. Headlines emphasized the unexpected pairing, the family element, and the unanswered questions left behind. In Europe and Asia, coverage focused heavily on the visual symbolism of the trio, while US outlets leaned into analysis of timing and career implications. Across regions, one thing was consistent: the moment had captured global attention. For fans of Timothée Chalamet, the premiere marked a convergence of personal stability and professional momentum. For followers of Kylie Jenner, it reinforced her ability to influence cultural conversation without saying a word. And for Hollywood observers, it served as another reminder that premieres are no longer just about films. They are stages where narratives are quietly negotiated in full view of the public. As days pass, the industry continues to watch closely. Whether this appearance signals a deeper shift in public dynamics or remains a singular moment tied to a major career milestone is yet to be seen. What is clear, however, is that the MARTY Supreme premiere in New York City has already secured a lasting place in pop culture discourse until official comments emerge, or until another carefully captured moment redirects attention. The images from that night remain open to interpretation. In an industry driven by visibility, timing, and perception, the quiet power of that red carpet appearance may prove far more influential than any statement that could have been made. For now, the story stands as a testament to how Hollywood operates in real time: a single evening, a few carefully observed interactions, and a global audience ready to assign meaning. And as long as the questions remain unanswered, the conversation shows no sign of slowing down. In the days following the premiere, the narrative continued to evolve as more behind-the-scenes context surfaced through industry chatter and media analysis. Entertainment correspondents began revisiting previous public appearances by Timothée Chalamet, comparing them to his demeanor at the MARTY Supreme premiere. Many noted a visible shift, a calmer posture, fewer spontaneous interactions, and a noticeably more composed presence. This contrast only added fuel to discussions about how personal circumstances may be intersecting with his professional life at this stage of his career. Several Hollywood insiders suggested that the timing of this appearance was particularly significant. MARTY Supreme arrives at a moment when Chalamet is transitioning from rising star to established leading man, a phase often accompanied by intense scrutiny. In that context, the presence of his mother was widely interpreted as grounding, while Kylie Jenner's appearance was viewed as a signal of stability rather than spectacle. Together, the image projected was one of control, an actor managing both his public narrative and private boundaries with precision. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner's involvement sparked its own wave of commentary. Analysts pointed out that her decision to attend the premiere, rather than remaining absent or low profile, represented a calculated balance. She did not dominate the event, nor did she attempt to redirect attention toward herself. Instead, her understated visibility allowed the focus to remain on the film while still acknowledging her connection to the moment. This approach was widely described as strategic, aligning with a broader trend among high-profile figures who favor subtlety over overt publicity. As media coverage expanded, attention turned to Nicole Flender's role within the unfolding story. Profiles resurfaced highlighting her background in the arts and her long-standing influence on her son's creative sensibilities. Commentators emphasized that her presence alongside Jenner suggested a level of comfort and familiarity that rarely accompanies casual public encounters. While no explicit conclusions could be drawn, the optics alone continued to shape the conversation. Television panels and digital publications dissected the red carpet footage frame by frame, often focusing on micro-expressions and fleeting gestures. A brief smile exchanged here, a pause and movement there, each moment became material for interpretation. This level of scrutiny underscored a broader reality of contemporary celebrity culture. Images now function as primary texts, analyzed with the same intensity once reserved for interviews or official statements. At the same time, discussion surrounding MARTY Supreme itself gained momentum. Early audience reactions praised the film's tone and Chalamet's performance, reinforcing the idea that the premiere marked a high point in his career trajectory. Critics noted that the surrounding personal narrative did not overshadow the film but instead amplified interest in it. In modern Hollywood, personal visibility often enhances professional reception, and this case appeared to follow that pattern. Digital engagement metrics further confirmed the scale of the moment. Marketing analysts reported sustained interest days after the premiere, with related search terms maintaining high volume well beyond the typical post-event window. This longevity was attributed largely to unresolved questions and the absence of definitive statements. In an environment saturated with instant explanations, ambiguity proved to be a powerful driver of continued attention. International coverage added yet another layer. In markets outside the United States, the story was framed less as celebrity gossip and more as a cultural moment reflecting evolving norms around fame, privacy, and family presence. Publications emphasized the rarity of seeing such a blend of professional ambition and personal support displayed so openly, yet so quietly, on a global stage. As the week progressed, speculation began to cool slightly, replaced by reflective commentary. Writers suggested that the premiere might eventually be remembered less for what it revealed and more for what it withheld. By offering no commentary and allowing images to stand on their own, those involved effectively shifted control of the narrative to the audience, a move that is increasingly common among high-profile figures seeking longevity rather than momentary buzz. Still, the story refused to fully fade. Each new interview Chalamet conducted for the film was closely monitored for hints, while Jenner's public appearances were analyzed for continuity or contrast. Even silence became content, reinforcing the idea that every move, or lack thereof, carried weight in the public imagination. In retrospect, the MARTY Supreme premiere illustrated how a single evening can resonate far beyond its immediate purpose. What began as a film debut evolved into a case study of modern celebrity dynamics, where presence, restraint, and timing converged to shape perception. The combination of Kylie Jenner, Timothée Chalamet, and Nicole Flender in one setting proved compelling precisely because it resisted easy interpretation. As Hollywood moves forward, moments like this continue to redefine how stories are told and consumed. They remind audiences that in an era of constant visibility, the most powerful statements are often made without words. And until a new moment captures attention with equal force, the images from that New York night will remain a reference point, quiet, unresolved, and endlessly discussed. As the conversation carried into the following weeks, the MARTY Supreme premiere began to be cited by media analysts as a defining example of how modern Hollywood narratives unfold in real time. What stood out most was not a dramatic reveal or headline-making statement, but the deliberate restraint shown by all parties involved. In an industry often driven by instant clarification and constant exposure, the choice to let a single appearance speak for itself proved remarkably effective. Entertainment journalists revisited earlier phases of Timothée Chalamet's career, noting how rare it has been for his family to be visibly present at major public events. This historical context gave additional weight to Nicole Flender's appearance in New York. Commentators suggested that her presence subtly reframed the evening, positioning the premiere not only as a professional milestone but also as a personal one. The visual of a mother supporting her son at a pivotal moment resonated with audiences far beyond traditional celebrity news consumers. At the same time, Kylie Jenner's involvement continued to attract sustained attention from fashion, business, and pop culture media. Several outlets highlighted how her attendance aligned with a broader evolution in her public image, one that emphasizes selective appearances rather than constant visibility. By choosing a film premiere of this magnitude, Jenner appeared to signal intention rather than coincidence, a move that analysts described as consistent with her growing emphasis on long-term brand positioning. The absence of overt interaction on the red carpet also became a focal point of discussion. Rather than reading this as distance, many observers interpreted it as a calculated form of discretion. In a landscape where every gesture is magnified, minimalism can serve as a form of control. This reading gained traction as days passed without any contradictory narratives emerging from representatives or unnamed sources. Industry insiders noted that the premiere's impact extended into professional circles as well. Casting directors, producers, and studio executives reportedly viewed the event as evidence of Chalamet's increasing maturity as a public figure. The ability to navigate intense attention without distraction is often regarded as a critical skill at the highest levels of the industry, and the New York appearance was widely seen as reinforcing his reputation in that regard. Meanwhile, coverage of MARTY Supreme continued to build steadily. As reviews became more widely available, the film's artistic ambitions were frequently discussed alongside the premiere's cultural moment. Rather than detracting from the project, the surrounding narrative appeared to enhance curiosity, drawing in audiences who might not otherwise have engaged as closely with the film's release. This intersection of art and personal narrative highlighted how premieres now function as multidimensional events rather than isolated promotional stops. Social media trends reflected this sustained interest. Engagement did not spike and disappear, but instead plateaued at a high level, indicating ongoing discussion rather than fleeting attention. Analysts attributed this pattern to the story's open-ended nature. Without a clear conclusion, audiences remained invested, revisiting the images and reassessing their interpretations as new context emerged. International commentators added further nuance, framing the event within a broader conversation about celebrity boundaries. In several regions, the focus shifted toward the significance of maintaining privacy amid global visibility. The restrained conduct displayed at the premiere was cited as an example of how public figures can participate in major cultural moments without surrendering full control of their personal narratives. As the weeks progressed, the premiere began to be referenced less as breaking news and more as a touchstone. Articles analyzing trends in celebrity culture frequently pointed back to that night in New York, using it to illustrate changing expectations around access, transparency, and interpretation. The image of Kylie Jenner, Timothée Chalamet, and Nicole Flender standing within the same frame became emblematic of a new kind of public storytelling, one defined by implication rather than explanation. Despite ongoing speculation, the lack of follow-up commentary remained consistent. This sustained silence reinforced the idea that the moment was complete in itself, requiring no elaboration. For many observers, this approach represented a shift away from reactionary publicity toward a more deliberate, long-term engagement strategy. In hindsight, the MARTY Supreme premiere underscored a fundamental truth about contemporary fame: visibility does not require verbosity. A carefully chosen appearance, observed at the right moment, can resonate more deeply than 1,000 words. By allowing the public to observe without instruction, those involved effectively invited interpretation while retaining authorship over their own boundaries. As new projects, appearances, and premieres inevitably emerge, attention will naturally move forward. Yet the memory of that night in New York is likely to persist as a reference point, a reminder of how a single, quiet moment can shape weeks of discourse. In an industry defined by noise, the power of subtlety once again proved impossible to ignore. Even as newer entertainment headlines began to compete for attention, the ripple effects of the MARTY Supreme premiere refused to fully disappear from the media landscape. Instead, the story entered a different phase, less immediate, but more analytical. Commentators began situating the moment within a longer timeline, asking not just what it meant in isolation, but what it revealed about shifting norms in Hollywood visibility and influence. Veteran entertainment reporters pointed out that premieres have increasingly become strategic theaters of perception. Unlike past decades, where stars often used red carpets for overt declarations or headline-ready moments, the current era favors suggestion over statement. The New York premiere exemplified this evolution. Every element, the spacing, the pacing, the absence of verbal commentary, appeared to align with a broader understanding of how modern audiences consume and reinterpret imagery. In this context, Timothée Chalamet's conduct drew particular attention. Known early in his career for a more spontaneous and playful public persona, his presence at the MARTY Supreme premiere was widely described as measured and intentional. Industry observers suggested that this shift mirrors his professional trajectory. As actors move into more complex and demanding roles, their public behavior often follows suit, signaling readiness for longevity rather than momentary buzz. Nicole Flender's visibility continued to be discussed as one of the evening's most quietly powerful elements. Cultural critics emphasized that parental presence at major career milestones carries universal resonance, cutting across celebrity culture into something more broadly human. This aspect of the story helped explain why the images traveled so widely and connected with audiences beyond fan communities. It introduced an emotional layer that felt authentic without being overtly performative. Kylie Jenner's role in the unfolding narrative also evolved in media coverage. Rather than focusing solely on her relationship status, later analyses examined her influence as a cultural barometer. Her attendance was framed as an example of how figures outside the traditional film industry increasingly shape cinematic events. In today's media ecosystem, relevance is no longer confined to professional categories, and Jenner's presence underscored that reality business and marketing publications weighed in as well, noting how the premiere generated sustained engagement without the support of interviews or coordinated social media campaigns. From a strategic perspective, the event was cited as a case study in organic visibility. By allowing speculation to grow naturally, the moment achieved a level of reach that carefully scripted publicity efforts often fail to sustain. As award season conversations quietly began to surface, some analysts even speculated that the timing of the premiere could have long-term implications for MARTY Supreme's positioning within the industry. While such discussions remain tentative, they highlighted how personal narratives and professional milestones are increasingly intertwined in shaping a project's reception. The story also prompted renewed discussion about audience participation in celebrity culture. With no official narrative provided, viewers became active interpreters rather than passive consumers. This dynamic reflects a broader shift in media consumption, where meaning is collectively constructed through discussion, comparison, and reinterpretation over time. Weeks after the premiere, references to the event continued to appear in think pieces and trend analyses. It was no longer treated simply as a celebrity sighting, but as an illustrative moment, a snapshot of how fame, family, and influence intersect in the current era. The endurance of the story suggested that its impact lay not in revelation, but in resonance. Ultimately, the MARTY Supreme premiere in New York demonstrated how a single evening can operate on multiple levels at once. It functioned as a professional milestone, a personal moment, and a cultural signal, all without requiring explicit explanation. In doing so, it reinforced the idea that modern Hollywood storytelling often unfolds most powerfully in the space between what is shown and what is said. As attention gradually shifts toward future projects and appearances, the images from that night remain embedded in the broader narrative of contemporary celebrity life. They serve as a reminder that in an age defined by constant communication, silence, when paired with visibility, can be one of the most effective tools of all.